Good morning, Michelle Saxman here, and ready to share you a daily devotional focusing on Matthew chapter 6. And we're just going to finish chapter 6. So we're going to start on chapter 19 and we'll wrap it up with, it looks like 34. So we're going to go 19 through 34, Matthew chapter 6. And we're wrapping up the Sermon on the Mount. And what really jumps out at me as we are reading this is truly about learning to align ourselves, put ourselves in the right order. And God has me kind of doing, I'm kind of thinking of it as either bow and arrow or shooting darts, and really making sure we are taking aim, and that our aim is what I'm going to say above the law, that we are shooting in the direction toward righteousness. How we act things out and walk things out in our daily life, the path is different for each and every one of us. But as long as I've referred to this as kingdom Christians, called out of the grave, trying to live our life above the line, knowing we are tethered to our Creator, living more from the Spirit and less from the flesh, acknowledging the awareness and contrast of the sinful nature, trying to live more from the Spirit. Cultivating the Spirit is really, to me, what the Sermon on the Mount has been about not just looking at the external behavior, but looking at the emotional and the internal state. What is the behavior behind adultery? It starts with lust. What is the belief behind murder? It starts with anger and hatred. So making sure that we are looking at the internal environment, catching things there before it creates some sort of disconnect. I even refer to it as a form of cancer, an emotional cancer, the dis-ease that takes place in the human body. So learning to live toward order ourselves in the proper way. That is really what my lesson from the Sermon on the Mount, beginning with the Beatitudes and then going through the commandments and how he expanded upon those. And then we are now in treasures in heaven. Do not, so chapter 6, verse 19, do not store up for yourself treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourself treasures in heaven. You guys, this has to do with the things of the culture that are very temporary. They are not permanent. They are things that are going to be fleeting and unfulfilling, and he brings this to our attention right here. We want to make sure that we are storing up treasures within what I say righteous character. So it says, where your treasure is, your heart will also be. The things we're storing up, and I'll just pick. I'm going to say we're collecting, and I'll pick Matchbox cars, something super silly, but we're beginning to collect things in the culture, something very silly and little, but that's where my heart and my passion are going to be. So he says, make sure our intention is to store up things that are going to be everlasting. Taking this back to even Martha and Mary and saying, Martha, Martha, you're being busy and distracted by the external. Come sit with us. I will give to you something that this world cannot take. He's sharing now with the people, a larger crowd at the Sermon on the Mount. The eye is the lamp of the body. This is really where I say he's kind of got me in this bow and arrow shooting target practice, or it could be throwing darts and the bullseye. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are good, the whole body will be full of light. If your eyes are bad, the whole body is full of darkness. What are you looking at? Are you looking at the light of the kingdom, or are you looking at the darkness of the culture? This is the direction you're going. So where is your aim? What are your eyes focusing on? No one can serve two masters. Either he will hate one and love the other. You are devoted. You cannot serve both. And it says God and money, but I'm going to say kingdom and culture. We can't do both. We cannot accumulate both evenly. We cannot be filled both with love and fear, kingdom and culture. It will not equally coexist within the human body. So know where your mind is. Know where the eyes are focusing. Clear that way so that we are shooting high, aiming toward a life of righteousness. Do not worry. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, the body. Do not worry about your clothes, what you shall eat. So you guys, I'm running kind of through this kind of quickly because I'm running out of time. what you should wear. For the pagans run after all of these things in the external realm. He doesn't say, and I don't really mean don't worry about food, clothing, and shelter, but it's the amount of time we spend on it and not trusting him to allow the events to unfold for our benefit. We can become distracted in that lifestyle. So he says he's encouraging us not to worry. This is where things became really clear for me. So I'm in chapter 6, verse 33 and 34. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these other things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has the worries of its own. Each day has enough trouble of its own. You guys, I thought about this as kind of a telescope, or even taking out our binoculars. And when we put our binoculars up, literally do this. When you put this up to your eyes, what goes away from the vision? What are the distractions? And we can then even say it's going to be a telescope as we begin to look out. When we get real clear on the end goal, when we get real clear on that vision, that life of righteousness that he is trying to share with us, the rest of the things will come into focus. They will fall into place. So that is my journey through the Sermon on the Mount. Y'all have a super blessed day. Thank you for sharing this with me. As you're reflecting and reading through the Bible on your own, if you've got some great takeaways, please comment in down below and encourage one another. Just wishing you all blessed, truly a transformative Lenten season. Stay connected to the vine, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.